Toyota Insider of the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside head coach Daron Schoenrock. And Coach, 3 days out of class this week due to the snow and the ice, but you guys really got fortunate being out in Tulsa over the weekend. I know you lost the series, but you were able to get 27 innings of baseball, all 3 games, and you got to play in sunny and 75-degree weather on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and we were fortunate in the preseason to get out so much. So and really, you don't want to come back 1-2. The goal is always to win series on the road, win series every weekend. But I still feel good about this team. We were very close Friday night. Looked at a few execution moments that I may have done some things differently now. But overall, you evaluate pitching depth. You evaluate what our lineup can be like. And this club can be a good club, probably different than last year. We're built a little differently than last year. So we learned some things about the team, and obviously the discouraging thing is I like learning things about the team when you're winning series, and that's the challenge. We got to move forward. We got to win some series.
Hey, let's go back to Friday on opening day, a 3-1 loss. You got the good start as Darian got the triple over the center fielder's head. You got the double to score the first run of the ball game in your first 2 at-bats. But their pitcher settled down, held you just that 1 run in that ball game. Caleb had a solid game, I believe 6 shutout innings, but they got a few runs late.
Yeah, their pitching staff, was every bit what we're going to see in the American Athletic Conference. I thought their arms were very good. Their power, I think all 3 of the starters were 90 to 94 with good sliders. So their power arms, which is good for us to see. Because we'll see that on the weekend. Our bats were good. We didn't get a whole lot to show for some of the hard hit balls. We didn't have high strikeout numbers, which is encouraging. Probably, like just the next. If we could have gone up maybe 2-0 in the 6th when Chris got on with nobody out
right.
and ran the dirt ball to second, if we could have moved him and scored him and go 2-0 there, probably unfold the game differently out of the bullpen. We went to 2 freshmen, the first 2 guys out of the pen. On Friday, the first guy on Friday and the first guy on Saturday, and you saw glimpses of what those 2 are going to be, but you also saw that they're vulnerable in certain moments now, which is what a freshman is.
You move up to Saturday, the doubleheader, due to the weather was coming in Sunday.
Yeah.
Game 1, they just jumped out early. The 4 runs, pitching-wise and defensively, you settled down after the 4 runs, got a few runs, but the big inning, as you preach, usually is the determining factor in a ball game.
It is. Discouraging with how the start that Colin got us off to. He was battling some physical things, but we're getting him some things evaluated now. But that, you've got to give the team a chance at the beginning. You got to give them a chance to be hungry on defense. It's just that starting guy sets the tone for the game so much, and so we didn't get off to a good start. We did rally back and scratch a few late, which was good. The team didn't lay down. I thought our bats stayed competitive. And then, just too much in the first inning to overcome, and then Dylan really set the tone in Game 3.
You had to be very encouraged Game 3 because you played 3 games within really about 26 hours since you had that 3 o'clock start time on Friday. You had the doubleheader on Saturday. Would have been real easy to say, well, we've lost the first 2, we're going to lose the series, let's just play 9 innings and get on the bus and go home. But you guys rallied, were able to salvage a game. As you mentioned, Dylan Toscano, very strong start.
Yeah, and he set the tone. You saw the energy, and he was very deliberately attacking hitters. And when you do that, it puts off a vibe for your defense. It puts off a vibe for your offense. It happened to be our highest offensive output of the weekend. And it all hinged on the attitude and the game feel that starting pitcher set. And Dylan set the tone, even more so than Caleb. Caleb was typical Caleb. I didn't think Caleb was anything better than we expected or anything worse. He's going to give you a chance to win every Friday night by the way he can mix pitches and make big moment pitches. Dylan he controlled that game really. With his dominance, I think he was 52 out of 67 pitches for strikes.
Yeah,
and that's phenomenal. So he gives you a great feeling where offensively, we just got to scratch a few, but the team played with a lot of energy behind him.
Things worked out well for you this week. You didn't have a midweek game scheduled, whether that's by design or just couldn't fit the midweek game in early. With all the snow, you'd already had to have a makeup somewhere. Now you're going to lose a game this weekend. It's not really a tournament, but kind of a round-robin deal. Eastern Illinois is going to be over in Conway with Central Arkansas. You push that back. You're able to get 2 games out of it. So Sunday you'll play a 2:30 game against Central Arkansas. Then around 6 o'clock you'll play Eastern Illinois. Hopefully the weather holds out. I know it's going to be chilly, but hopefully any kind of rain or snow or sleet will hold off and you get those 2 games in. So with the weather, you're fortunate to really only be 1 game behind in the schedule. That should be a fairly easy makeup somewhere.
Yeah, I hope we get those in. We got more weather coming in. We'll see. There's a lot of scrambling going on around the country. Teams loading up and getting on buses and going south and going to different facilities and alternate sites, and it's draining on a budget. It's financially, it's hard to do. We looked at a lot of different options. We looked at going to Louisiana, going into Texas, to play. This is what we've come up with was the best plan, and we'll pick up another game along the way. The discouraging thing was I thought our continuity and our game feel and a lot of that was very good for a first opening weekend, because now can we gather that back? We're inside all week. The first time we'll be on a field will be Sunday, and they have a turf field, so they are Central Arkansas. They're on a field today, if they want to be, because of the nature of the surface allows you to do that. So their preparation will be good. It's another challenging home series, home opponent. Home
road
team.
Opponent,
road opponent that we gotta go into their house and figure out a way to beat. But this team is wired, like I've said this team is wired to handle that, and we were really 3 or 4 good at bats away from a series win at Oral Roberts, and I expect us to play well Sunday.
Kind of works out. You could go Big Ten style and play Eastern Illinois in a 4-game series in a few weeks. They're going to end up coming to Memphis, but you'll have to see them at the 6 o'clock game. You're going to mix up your rotation since you only play 2 games this weekend, because you can unload everything if you want to. You still have the midweek game against Mississippi Valley next Tuesday, but just a 2-game weekend.
Yeah, we can do whatever we need to in the bullpen. We're going to go Caleb game 1 and Dylan game 2, and feel good about putting the ball in those 2 seniors' hands, and they pitched well and deserve those starts, and then we'll make a midweek decision after Sunday. Alex Gunn's getting back really close. He was not quite all the way back to where he was when he was a Sunday guy in 2013, but he's close, and probably more conducive to use him as a starter than a reliever. He's not built like a reliever. I loved the way the freshmen came in. Those 2 guys are strike zone attackers, with Hathcock and Alexander. So keeping those 2 guys in the bullpen this weekend. And then, we've challenged the Blake Myers, Craig Caulfield, and Nolan Blackwood. And those guys can be a shutdown pin. They've got to go do it. They have the capabilities. They have that mindset. Now it's a matter of producing. And they didn't, Blake wasn't who Blake was in the preseason. He'll get back to that. I thought Craig was good. I thought Nolan was good. So getting to that 8th inning is still the magic thing for us with a lead.
And then Mississippi Valley next Tuesday, your home opener, 4 o'clock afternoon game over at FedEx Park. Hopefully the weather will cooperate for you to get that home opener in. That's a game where Mississippi Valley comes up, and these are big games to a team similar to the SWAC. You've seen some SWAC schools get some big wins already this year, so you can't take that game for granted.
A lot of parity. And, and a special thanks to while we were at Oral Roberts, Tom Bowen and the athletic administration had a field work day, and they did a lot of painting and they were tweeting pictures of themselves. Stacy Martin and Ren Baker and Tom Bowen and Eric Saban, they're all out working and cleaning up our grandstand. So the fans that come in enjoy a freshly painted grandstand, spruced up. It's still one of the best places to watch college baseball. Just the comfortable feeling you get in our ballpark. If you've never experienced it, you need to come out and see it for the first time.
Sounds good. Coach, we'll see you this weekend over in Conway.
Thanks, Jeff.
That is head coach Daron Schoenrock. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.